So here's from Citizen. This is when it was happening.
The whole reason why I won't use that place.
What happened?
They had a bad fire. 12 units caught fire. I don't know the cause or anything yet, but
Yeah.
they don't have a fire.
It's not up to fire code.
Yeah, it's not up to fire code. This speaks to it. They didn't have a hydrant to hook those.
Oh, they have a
pumpers up,
hydrant to put it out.
Pumpers up to put the fire out. All they had was what was on board
The
engines,
trucks.
the pumpers.
They don't have like fire extinguishers on site and stuff?
They did, but not, the way this fire
too
went
much.
out, too much, yeah.
You think something caught fire? Like something
They said
flammable?
it was a lithium battery.
Oh.
That's their excuse right now.
You think? You think it was that, or you think it was like smoking or something?
I think it was somebody doing something stupid.
Or someone doing it on purpose, maybe?
No, well,
There's not fighting here, is it?
I don't think so. But I know they're still doing their whatever in there, you know.
Yeah.
Just like the jailhouse, they know how to get things in they want.
Oh. What are the rules here? You have to be a veteran? Are you a veteran?
I'm a vet. Yeah,
You're a veteran?
I'm in a 10 across.
You mind
the
if I
street.
interview you live?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Brian Heelam.
Ryan? Are you a veteran?
Yes.
And you
U.S.
don't...
Navy veteran.
Mm-hmm.
USS Blakely, FF 1072, out of Charleston, South Carolina, between 1977 and 1979.
All right, thanks for your service, man. And why don't you use these services
I
here?
use this because I'm on the street now from a fire that happened in Santa Monica on Friday the 13th at 2nd in Arizona. 24 12-pound oxygen tanks blew while somebody was smoking while using oxygen.
Oh, wow.
I saw how close these units are to each other, and I was afraid there would be a fire, knowing what can happen in this type
I've
of
seen a
house.
guy die. He had a fire in his tent. He had propane and it exploded. And he died over on Venice Boulevard. So
Yeah.
you're right. It's dangerous.
And then they don't have any fire suppression. They should have been installed with the rest of it. Each one of those, I was told, is $10,000. It's not a tiny home. It's a tiny tool shed with two men in metal bunk beds on the wall and a small air conditioner that, with the temperatures of 104 degrees, what was it, yesterday, wouldn't do anything for anybody any good.
So two people sleep in each shed. It's basically just a shed.
It's a tool
$10,000 seems like a lot.
shed. Yeah. And
It seems like there'd be like $3,000 at most.
that were out here taking up the sidewalk,
Yeah.
but they should have separated them. Even in housing units, they want how much space in between each house? 10 feet or something? So they can fight a fire if it happens instead of watching this burn like dominoes. Now,
I never thought about the fire risk here. I never thought about that.
Nobody did. It shows.
Yeah.
Now, just think, this weekend is coming up. Tomorrow's Friday. They still have to investigate this. They have to figure out where they're going to put these men, because on Saturday it's going to rain. Foul weather.
Yeah.
And so, and I've been through this process from the fire I was in. Red Cross can step in, put them maybe down at the armory down here, but this has screwed, you know, Sheriff Villanueva wants to talk how he cleaned up Venice. No, all he did was move people around. This, all it did was move people around, now cause a fire, and stress these vets out even more.
And is this supposed to be just a temporary...
Bad planning, trying to do everything on the cheap, instead of giving these men the proper housing they needed.
I don't understand why they don't have... These buildings have been empty for decades.
There's asbestos in those buildings, and it has to be abated. And then when Trump took over presidency, we never heard anything more about it. And now we've heard some about it, but it's a process that takes years. I mean, my biggest point though, the city can build 3,000 unit parking structure by the airport. They can do all this metro rail train work.
Mm-hmm.
They can do a huge new hotel downtown Los Angeles, all for the Olympic Games that are coming up in 2028, but they can't house homeless people. Yeah. Even though the governor gave us $1 billion to house homeless people, the Los Angeles Homeless Authority or whatever it was called, that was going out canvassing everybody to house them, their own employees didn't make enough money. This was a news article in one of the newspapers that they did not make enough money and qualify for the homeless services themselves. So the homeless people are still out here. Mm-hmm. The programs are broke. And what have we solved? And this is a tragedy right here. This is just unbelievable. You know, this was supposed to be the vet's salvation and everything, and yet you see.
Yeah, I remember when all the tents were lined up here, and it was out of control.
People that tried to get things moving to get the homeless housed out here. The Wells Fargo building, it's not Wells Fargo building anymore, but this building on the end here got a $2 million tax break to get this thing started in here.
Oh, really?
Talk about a $2 million cluster puck.
So they donated $2 million so they can pay, so they could fund the homes.
Fund this, and that was when the tents were there. They've changed from tents to these tiny tool sheds.
Yeah. And is there services on the grounds here? Like, is there...
Yes, I'm sure there's services. I'm sure they get fed and everything. And it was helpful, but the planning of it was totally bad.
Yeah.
More space. They got 400 acres in there. Use it.
Yeah.
They did this so they could use the security and everything. Oh, put a couple cameras up. I know it's not popular, but if they really want security and fire suppression, they got to think about that. I can't believe the planners of this did not think about fire.
Yeah. Well, they probably viewed it as a temporary thing, right? As an emergency thing.
They think the problem through all the way and wanted to rush to get the vets off the street, but they didn't solve the problem.
So this is supposed to be temporary housing, or?
Yeah, these guys are supposed to be temporary and getting into HUD apartments or HUD-bash apartments with people that will help them, social workers and stuff. And I hear some of the guys have gotten housed, but I see them right back over here within a year's time.
Why do you think that? Because why?
Whether the paperwork didn't get done, whether the landlord said it's not the type of tenant I want, so they use excuses to stop it.
So, like, what are the good things about this place and the bad things about this place?
I think the good thing is...
the news van. The white one.
I think the good thing is that the vets got off the sidewalk out of tents. I think the bad thing is that the city planners or the VA planners that planned this didn't think the whole problem through and make sure there was enough space in case there was an issue like this or a problem. This is sad. This is a waste of money. Money that...
Well, hopefully nobody got hurt, right?
Well, nobody got hurt. About 12 units got burned. Another 6 or so got damaged. But they had to close the whole thing down until they determined it wasn't arson.
Yeah.
They had to make sure it was just an accident and a lithium battery, like the speculation says now.
Yeah.
But the stress that these vets are going through now, You know, and it's 2 steps forward and 1 step or 5 steps back with these guys.
And are a lot of these people like? Do you think they're disabled, right? They need the help, and they need like social workers.
You have Gulf War vets, and these men here that are homeless are the ones probably that did the most fighting in the battles, in the war zones, because they seem to have the more challenges to get through life. But they're great. I mean, they don't deserve this. The city planners have to think problems through better.
Yeah.
And it shows. And we're getting ready to vote for a new mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm looking at Karen Bass. Now, can she solve all the problems of homelessness? No, nobody can.
Yeah.
There's been homelessness.
There just needs to be a massive improvement, right?
Jesus Christ was homeless, and I believe he got crucified because he was homeless. And he was saying things that the government didn't like in Rome. So put that in perspective. They're all homeless veterans. They all serve our country to make it better. And this is what they get. Over and over again.
Definitely need more improvement here. What I don't get is like there's so many acres here. Why can't we raise the funds to build permanent housing here? Like a building doesn't cost that much.
And it was deeded
right?
to us.
Especially if we have like a fundraiser, celebrities get behind it, telethon.
Entities have been land grabbing. The VA was leasing land out to different entities illegally because all this
to that private school, right?
Even the Metro Rail, they took part of the land. I don't know how. I don't know all the details, but it's intruded, I'm sure, from the noise I've heard at night on the hospital. The men in the hospital sick right now. How are they sleeping with the noise going on from the construction at the Metro Rail?
Yeah.
And what was it for?
How are the services? Like, what is like your...
I was in...
Like a VA service, like if you need to go to the hospital for something, mental health...
I don't even use them anymore.
PTSD, is it complete trash? Is it okay?
I have chronic myeloid leukemia from a high dose of radiation serving in the Navy. And I use UCLA's Blue Shield UCLA medical health for Medicare. And I'm getting medicine that is $500 a pill or $20,000 a month to cure my leukemia, which is chronic, which means I'll never get rid of it. I have to sit here and take a pill every day for the rest of my life. Now, after 6 months,
helicopter.
After 6 months, I mean, you know, my blood works normal, but I still have to keep taking the medicine because once I stop, the leukemia comes back.
Okay.
And so, you know, I don't even use their services anymore because it went from a very good place back in 1997, 98 when I first started coming here. To a place that I don't even want to be almost associated with anymore. And I'm not saying everybody's bad in there. Yeah. But
it's not up to standard. Like it needs a lot more people, a lot more funding, and better organization, right?
Better organization.
Yeah.
And people that understand their job. And it's a job that there's no thanks in it. You know, because dealing with vets is a very difficult. They have mental challenges from what they've been through.
Yeah.
And so solving problems is not easy. It's otherwise we wouldn't have this now. But this comes basically from greed. This came from a greedy developer that wanted to build something and says, I'll throw $10,000 per unit here and we'll get them all the tents off the sidewalk so we can park our cars along here now. But we're right back to square one where these guys are going to be intense, and I wonder how many of them are going to leave this now because they're upset, is the way I'm going to say it, over what happened.
They're probably scared that their place could burn down. Yeah.
Another fire. Yeah. That's why I wouldn't go in there. Another fire? I don't need it. And you can't control everybody.
What are the rules there? Do you have to
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't know? A lot of people don't like the public housing because there's rules. Like you have to be there by 8. You can't drink. You can't be on drugs. But some of these people have been on drugs for decades. It's like how do you expect them to just get off of drugs?
I smoke cannabis.
Yeah.
Because I take that pill every day. It's better than any narcotic I could take for my condition. And so I can't go on federal property and smoke cannabis. And I was coming off campus to smoke my cannabis, and they found residue in a pill bottle and wrote me up.
They kicked me out. No media allowed.
Yeah, they don't want nobody getting, they don't want this on TV
Absolutely.
because somebody screwed up.
Really?
That.
Yeah, there's not that much space between the houses.
I want a sound. So, what's your name? Dolores Ramos. And what happened tonight?
The one that just left here, they're not widely permitted to fix motorcycles, and they have to charge those batteries knowing that these units are not strong enough. It's beyond me. We had a fire a couple months ago, but thankfully only one unit burned down. But tonight, I don't know what happened. So 6 units burned down because of him. And I recorded it from the get-go. We tried to put the fire out, but it was like, forget it. It just kept popping, and it just kept getting worse and worse, and it just spread from 3 rows, and it just that one little section, and it jumped him. I was like, oh God, I hope the fire department get here. But as he mentioned, the fire department had no water, so it's like, damn. So everything, important papers, microwaves, expensive cameras, everything got burned. I don't know how I remembered to run grab my purse, but it's like, but that's material things. I, for one, am thankful to my creative God that, you know, nobody died. But I blame this place because when it happened the first time, they should have said, okay, no more charging your batteries, find somewhere else. No, they let them do whatever they want, and look what he did. And he was in a double unit. So that fire, it just like, it was in hell when it started, and it just spread it just like that.
Was anybody injured?
Nobody was injured. Security made sure everybody got out. And then the little fire extinguishers that we get, I had to run to the back of the building to get a full-size one. But by then, it was too late. Their place was engulfed.
So you lost everything?
Everything. I mean, military papers, something that took me months to get. But, you know, I mean, expensive perfume, everything. But then again, I'm thankful I'm still alive. But I'm angry with this place because they've known about this. If it happened months ago, and luckily nobody was hurt, there was only 1 unit that burned. This time, this guy takes out 6. And then he had bikes on the outside, which also made it worse. So he was just, all those extra bikes and things he had just added, but he's ready to blame everybody else when he's the damn reason why. Never should, you know, but they're lazy. He wasn't going to go somewhere else and charge, oh no, I'm going to charge you here, I'm going to endanger the rest of these veterans. And that's why I see it. So I don't know if I'm going to be compensated for everything that I lost. I should be, because I blame them, because they never should have let them continue charging those damn batteries.
Talking about charging batteries.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
It was the first fire from the same type of battery fire? The one that burned that one?
Same fire.
The same person too?
Yes. For some reason, these units are not strong enough. And they just, I mean, when they go, they go. But only one unit, so that wasn't, but what did they do? Just moved them into another unit, like, oh, okay, oh well. No, but look what this clown did. He took out 6. Now they're
Do
trying
the batteries catch on fire, or do you think the unit's electrical?
No, it's the batteries. They're too strong for the little electric that we have in there. It's just too powerful for it. But they're too dumb to know that. They're too dumb.
Is there rules against having those batteries in there?
No. There's rules against not having drugs or alcohol, but it finds its way in here.
It's funny because what are they, guards or security or the federal police?
No, they're just lousy guards.
All right, so that guard told me we're trying to look for the guy that started it.
That's who it was.
and then he came up. He's like,
I got it all on film from the start.
It was me. He was like, it was me. I was like,
he's gonna come back and give you the footage.
Okay.
Oh, he is.
He said.
Oh.
He said his girlfriend has it.
Yeah,
I was
out
confused
front
too.
somewhere. But yeah, can you believe it? And he was like, "Where's the fire department? Where's the fire department?" And they don't have water. Well, who started it? Duh! Look how you are inconveniencing 6 units, and 2 were double.
I heard. Is it 12 that burnt? I heard there was 12.
Yeah.
So
Total.
in these units, there's 2 people per unit.
No, one.
One
It's
person
only
per
a
unit.
double unit if it's a couple.
Oh, okay.
So
Are the double
2
units bigger, or they're about the
They're
same
bigger.
size?
They're bigger, and that's why he has so many damn bikes. And they think they're smart. That's why they bring a girlfriend with them, because they know one unit's not going to be big enough. It's one fool, his entire unit. He lives in a single unit, loaded with bikes. I don't know, where do you sleep, fool? So it's like, how in the hell do they permit? But like I told him, I said they're also waiting for somebody to die before they, get on their game and say, okay, no, this is not permitted, that's not permitted. There's all kind of sexual harassment and these males. When I first came here, knock on your door early in the morning, looking for sex. I didn't open the door, and then if you don't have sex with them, then they offer to pay you. Like, oh, you're not a veteran, you're just a hoe. Yeah, please. But
You have to be a veteran to get housing here, right?
You have to be. You can bring somebody with you, but yeah, you ultimately have to be the vet.
Yeah.
But so I don't. He obviously is. I don't know how. And I want to get over there, but it's like all those people are standing. That's my unit. I know damn well I'm not gonna find anything, but I don't know. I'm hoping.
Yeah, because most people, everything you own is here in these little houses, right?
Everything.
You don't have much, and it has to be with you all the time, right?
Exactly. But again, nobody had enough common sense to say, no, those things are dangerous. Nope, you cannot charge them. No, they do whatever the hell they want. Same thing when it comes to like lunchtime. They'll take 5 and 6 dinners, and then because I recycle, that's the only thing I was able to save. They'll take 5 and 6 dinners and don't give a damn. And then if you come in late, there's nothing for you. There was a stabbing here, but no weapons. The very first unit, he's a crackhead. He's a dope dealer, and that's where they get their dope. And who cares? It's like, they act like it's Rodney King. Why can't we all get along? Why are you not enforcing your own rules? So I pray to Jesus I can find a place. I'm waiting.
So is this kind of like transitional housing for most people?
No,
like
it's
for
not
you?
transitional. No,
permanent?
No, because transitional would be the buildings like that.
Yeah.
But then they have curfews and anywho. But here, no, everything is free for all. You do whatever the hell you want. This one guy, he's the drug dealer and a crackhead. He's cursed out VA police. He cursed out the staff. Even cursed me. I never said one word to him. But they go, oh well. It's ridiculous.
Do you feel unsafe living here?
Not at all, because you know what? once you've been in the military, once you've been around, like these males, I call them subhuman creatures.
Yeah.
So, and most of them, they're just drug induced, alcohol induced. They talk about stupid things that make no sense. Like, who wants to hear it? And I just stay away from them. But, yeah.
What military were you in?
I was
Were you
in,
I mean,
what
what
branch?
what
Army.
branch?
Army and Army National Guard. But,
Thank you for your service.
you're about the only one who did V8 over here. So, I don't know.
How does that make you feel, like as a veteran? That
Well, you know what?
do you feel like resentment towards the country, the way you're treated
Of course
after
I don't.
serving?
No, I don't. But it's like women are disrespected in this entire world, period, by males. But here, I've had some say, you know what, you're not a real vet. We do all the heavy work. We this, we that, you know. But then who's a crackhead? Who's an alcoholic? Who's a nut job? I'm none of the above. But they don't see it that way. Again, staff, they don't care. But the good is,
What about the services here for the people? Is there, what kind of services
they
is there?
suck. They just cater to the males.
So you're saying that as a woman, it's really hard for you to get services towards
It's
you. Everything's
very
made
hard.
for men.
You know what? It's 122 veterans in here, and like 8 are females.
Okay.
And when I complain, like this, I call him Methuselah from the Bible, 800 years old, but he thinks he's 21. And he thinks he's popular because he sells dope and get away with it. So when I complain about this, he got a 4-foot speaker and he blasts you trying to sleep. They go, oh, you have till 10. But when you're living on the street, till 10, what do you have till 10 on the street? You would get your equipment, stolen. And they didn't care. Well, they have till 10. So you got to put up with that racket till 10 o'clock. And I'm blessed with a car, I would just leave. But you know what? But after a while, that stuff gets old. It's just... And then when I go to complain to the female here, she's like, oh, I'm having lunch right now. Can you come back later? Alrighty then. So
that one right there where it has like the sticking out like random stick, that was a house.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, that's mine.
You lost a lot of your paperwork there?
I lost.
That's the hard thing to get, right?
Especially my
like your
military
social
papers,
security
it took
papers.
months. Exactly.
Because if you lose your ID, you got to start all the way to right? If
But
you don't have
you
your
know what?
birth certificate, social security.
No, I'm smart. I always left my wallet in the car. Always.
Okay.
But so I don't have to worry about losing that. But my military papers, like receipts, appointments.
Is there any services where you can get like a safety deposit box or something, or a post office box?
No. No.
Can you get? I think that would be good for people that are homeless, so they can put like their most important papers.
You know what
Because if you lose them, it's like.
I know, but you know what? If I would have been, I'm gonna pray. I don't have a hard time, but getting my DD 214, I made like 20 copies of it because it took so long to get it, and all 20 of them burned up.
Yeah.
So, oh God. So now they're trying to figure out where they're gonna put us.
Is there any empty ones here, or they're all full? Mm-hmm. Are there any empty units here? You think, or they're all full?
No, they're all full, believe me. But then a lot of them, there's no door handles because some of these, I'm telling you, some of these people come here, they need to be in mental institutions, but they just throw everybody here. Why can't we all just get along? You cannot throw drug addicts, alcoholics, mentally ill together and think, with normal people and think, oh, everybody gonna get along. It just doesn't happen. But again, they don't.
Do they have
care.
counseling here? Like what type of mental help services
you know what?
are in here?
It's all in writing only. There's signs saying no weapons, yet somebody was stabbed here. No drugs, but drug dealers right on the corner. And I just reported him this week. But they don't care. They don't care.
But like, say you needed mental health help. Is there counselors that are out here that's their job is to help people, get them services?
No,
or,
they just have.
like, what happens if you're having a breakdown? Is there somewhere you can go and hey, I need help?
No. The little trailers that they have back there, those are for the workers, but not necessarily get any kind of treatment. They're just you just here, and they just hope. Well, hopefully I won't see you because if you need some help, this is not the place to find it. It is not. But I'm praying to Jesus that they will finally say, damn, no more. It's a lot more in the back, a lot more with bikes doing the same thing, charging them. Mm-hmm. So if this doesn't open their eyes and they truly are mentally retarded, they never should have permitted them. And then if they steal bikes, bring them in here, paint them, change them, and then sell them. They let that happen as well. Oh yeah.
Wow.
This place is hell. It really is. But me, I was thankful, to my God. I said, well, okay, at least I got some place to go. Unlike them, I was looking for a place. So I'm waiting on some paperwork for an apartment in Culver City. But that's taken, I was supposed to have been out of here September 1st. I would have missed all this. But I don't know.
Where were you before? Were you just out on the street?
Before, I was living in my car that did not work, but so I ended up renting cars, sleeping in those, and then I don't know. I came here for something, and believe it or not, this VA cop, she knew the manager, and next thing I knew, I was in. So I was like, okay. But first, when they still had the tents, I spent one night in the tents, then the next day they moved me to one of those units. But I just wish, the government, anybody that has any power to do anything, I wish the hell they would get in here and do their jobs. Because they're not doing it at all. It's like, it's weird. The same thing some vets do, they kick them out. Others, like that old dude, the dope dealer, he's done everything other people got kicked out for, but because he's old, they don't kick him out. It's like, oh well. But nope, he gets away with murder. Well, I asked the firefighter, do you think anything salvageable? We go, nah. Everything pretty much melted. And then for extra money, I recycle. Like I said, I saved those instead of worried about what was inside. But then security started rushing everybody out. But what you gonna do? What's done?
Everyone was able to get out though. No one got hurt.
So
no
true.
burnt. No nothing.
So true.
Yeah, it could have been really bad, especially if there was more flammable stuff in the other units.
Thank you.
If you have flammable stuff in your unit, you're in a little box.
Exactly.
You only got one way out too, right? Just that front door. If that front door.
No. There's like a little emergency escape route in the back.
Oh, there is.
But then that would have done me no good because I had like clothes. I had just bought for a Memorial holiday 20 cases of sodas. Oh my God, Ridge Deuce. Like I said, this is just my watch. Everything.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a model for other places in other states.
Is there certain ones that have a better reputation that they put together like this?
Supposedly this one, the guy in the office was bragging. He says, oh, because nobody's ever been killed here. If they died of natural causes. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you say now.
What about the housing they do in the hotels? Can you get into that housing? Like they have those motels.
For a hot minute, they let veterans stay at Motel 6, but then that ran out June of 2021. And
But
then it's like they had nothing else.
like staying here, it kind of forces them to help you. Like,
It ain't forcing them to do
no, I
nothing.
mean like like it speeds up because you're here.
No, not really.
Like, it doesn't
that,
help?
That don't mean nothing. Oh, heck no.
Yeah.
I've been here 6 months. And to tell you the truth, they care more about helping males find places. But a lot of them, they don't want to find another place. Like, you believe some guy, he brought some big, tall dresser thing, and, you know, they're like, oh, hell no, I'm here for life. They don't want to go nowhere. But hear me, oh, hell no, I'm tired. Stick a fork in me, I'm done.
Well, I hope you get that housing in Culver City.
Yeah, but like waiting on slow housing. But I'm sure. I'm praying that it'll get signed and they're even paying the landlord to not rent it out. So I'm blessed.
Is it through HUD or something? Like HUD?
HUD Vash.
How do you, what about the facilities here?
3 for 1
Food,
package.
water, shower.
There's no. There's
There's stuff like
showers.
that?
There's showers, but there's only 1 shower out of 8 for women. And what the males would do is take the female sign off, and they'll use it. Pigs, you know, and they have to put up signs for females. There's a lunch area. Again, they go in, they take 5 and 6 breakfast, lunch, and dinners. So anybody else go in is like, oh well. So that's why I just bought me a microwave and a cooler, and I said, you know what, I could care less. But now that's gone.
So what are you gonna do? What do? You just wait and see if they give you a voucher for somewhere, like a hotel?
Yeah,
If
they're supposed to be trying to. They're calling the social workers.
Yeah, if anything, they use like the Red Cross and stuff like that for emergency.
Yeah.
Like put you up somewhere. Like they give you like motel vouchers or whatever.
Right. But still, it could have been prevented. Jesus, it could have been prevented. They just don't care. Just don't care. And then like those houses right there, the ones in the front,
Yeah.
that's for veterans that are trying to get in here, but they can only stay for one night.
The white ones?
No, all
Or
the
that
ones
big
in
building?
The front, those
Yeah.
right there.
The white ones, right? The little tiny home.
Yeah, that's for like one night only, and then depending on how, it's like 6 of them if they can
Okay.
get in. But other than that, if the social workers don't let them in, they ain't getting in.
So those are for like just emergency.
No.
Like if you wanna come in
like
one
they're
night only?
trying to get into the program.
Yeah, so they
Oh.
train them out.
Right.
They're seeing if they're able to live there and not cause issues, like problems.
Hmm?
They're trying to test them out to see if they're not going to cause problems.
No.
Not
They,
even that?
No. It's just they wait, and there's so many, and then boom. Oh, it's like, okay, they'll open this up. But then, like, that unit right there, the guy that lived there was selling drugs. They kicked him out. He broke the handle off the door. They never fixed it. And even though they know they come here on a daily basis, need places, they don't try to fix nothing.
They have their own police department here, but they don't have their own fire department. Huh?
No. And like I said,
You in the state?
like
I'm
you
gonna take
said,
off.
they had no water. They had to wait. And then they were taking like 40 years to get the water from the other trucks. Like, oh well, it's not my place on fire. It was ridiculous.
There's no hydrants around here at all.
No. So again, this was built on, I don't know, thinking, oh, it's like Disneyland. It's going to be perfect. They didn't stop to think about that part. What if there's a fire?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I'm really pissed at them because a couple months ago when that one happened, that's when they should, that's it. No more charging batteries for motorbikes. Nope, they didn't care.